Okay, go get it. You'll be all right. All right. So we're gonna hit the review. We're gonna take part one of final, and then part two of final. The final exam I'm going to tell you is designed, the one that is on this Tuesday, is designed to take only 50 minutes. We created it to only take 50 minutes, which means you're allowed to take your time on it. So if you have to use the entire 90 minutes, yeah, it can. Will it take longer than 90 minutes? Well, if it does, well, I guess I'll have to grade it after Christmas.
Why do you say like a baby? I don't know. There's baby in here.
Bye. All right. So, if you choose to do the hour of code, if you choose to do this will be due here. Got it? If you choose to do it. If you choose not to do it, it's not going to hurt your grade. If you choose to do it, it will help your grade. It is not extra credit, though. So I want to make sure you understand this. It's in the grade book for something out of 20. Okay? If I don't put a grade in at all, the computer does not read that as a 0. It just says, oh, I'm just going to ignore that one. It's not going to count against you. But it's an easy enough assignment that you can pull a 20 out of 20 on a quiz score, which theoretically should help everybody's grade, because I don't think anybody has gotten 100% on a quiz or on every quiz. Okay? You might have gotten 100% on one of the quizzes, but there's been like 6 or 7 of them. So this would help your grade overall if you choose to do it. And again, it'll be due Monday. You either do it or you don't. Yeah.
So if we choose to do it, you get to start over.
No, I think you can go into at level 12. I think you can answer the questions up to that point because we had done enough up to it, and then start at that whatever that level 12 was. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's honestly, we've already done probably 30 minutes at least of it, if not more. I think. Yeah. The code one?
Yeah.
What'd you do with yours? It happened. So you took his?
Oh, that's not what happened.
What's up, Ben?
Have we already handed out our review packet?
Yeah, did I just give it to you?
Okay. I didn't know what Minecraft.
All right. Yo, Steve.
You gave me the little Minecraft thing.
I didn't give you the review?
No,
Oh, okay.
You gave me this.
That's the review.
Okay, this. Okay, I thought these were together.
Nope. This is. All right. Let's talk about review. So, this review packet is, a lot of work. It's 68 problems. Okay? Is it due? No. Is it for you to go with? Do what? A page? A page better than none. Where a lot of students make errors as far as trying to figure out finals is, one, you try and, 7 seconds before, okay, I got this. That doesn't always work. But the other thing is, students often will look at a final saying, okay, I'm going to try and get 100% on it. I don't want to take away from your fire, and I think it's a good goal, but it's not like, if you haven't gotten 100% on other math tests and quizzes, it's not very likely you'll get 100% on this one either. And I'm not trying to take away, I'm just trying to give you the reality of just a test. When you take a test, the big thing is, do what you know very well. If you hadn't learned it, looking at breakfast or on the bus or driving in with your folks or your friends, looking through it, isn't going to make you learn it. Okay? Is there a guess factor that comes in play? Yeah. Okay? The dangerous thing about the guess factor, and some of you might have been like this or do this, oh, I have too many C's, and you start doubting yourself that the next answer is C. When we write tests, there are sometimes we'll look at the test going, gosh, we have a whole lot of these answers that are A. Let's change some up. But for the most part, we don't have to. I mean, you could have a test where all the answers were A, and then you get the one kid in class that gets it right because you're like, dude, I love it. Yeah. Gotcha. Jeez. All right. So I would like to take a look at that front page. I'm looking at numbers 1 through 9. 1 through 9. Okay? So let me I'll describe number 1. It's k divided by 24 equals 11. You have to multiply both sides by 24 to unmove it. Okay? And that would give you an answer of D. So you're undoing the operation. Second problem, what should I do to both sides? Add 23, so you get negative 36 plus 23, and you get an answer, which comes out to negative 13, which is B.
Yeah.
Okay, now you're allowed to use a calculator on the whole thing, and I will tell you all of you this. Per Cherry Creek's math department's policy, you are not to have any electronic devices other than a calculator at your desk, and that goes for iPods as well, okay? Just sorry, I get it, but I'm sorry. It's if you what? If you what? Between now and then, I doubt you'd be fit with a prosthetic, so you'd be all right. But if it happens, I think we'll have to give you an accommodation. All right, number 3. I have negative 7 equals x over 14. So I do what to both sides to get x by itself.
Wait, no.
Do what?
Divide by 14.
Not divide by.
So multiply.
It's already x divided by 14, so I have to multiply by 14. So negative 7 times 14 is negative 98, which is B, I believe. Okay, and then let's get to number 4. Number 4, so those first 3 were one-step equations. Then number 4 becomes a multi-step equation. Let's see, 4 minus 4n equals negative 95, right? So this is number 4. What should we do with this problem?
Distribute 5.
Yeah, I'm going to distribute this 5. Now, a lot of students go and add these together first. No, don't add them together. This comes along for the ride. So I get this, okay? Don't combine these together because the order of operation says to multiply first. Multiplication and distributing are the same order of operation, okay? Don't add first. And then you can add this, so that gives you 25 minus 20n equals, what is that, negative 95? Subtract 25 from both sides, I believe. And then that's negative 20n equals, what is that? 120 negative, and it's negative, right?
Yeah.
So now I'm going to go negative divided by a negative, which is going to give me a positive. So negative over negative is positive. 120 over 20 is 6. So positive 6 would be the answer, which looks like D. All right? 5 is a very similar type of problem. Distribute the 2 first, and then solve that. Does everyone have an answer for number 5? I think it's B, I think. All right? Maybe?
Hold on.
Holding on.
It's like
Distribute, right? Add 2. What's my last move? Divide by what? 12. The answer should be what or what? Is it positive?
Negative.
6. All right. So notice they have all the answers in those brackets. Does that bracket mean anything? No, it's just that's how they have the answers represented. Number 6, multi-step equation. Combine all your like terms first on one side, and then combine all your like terms on the other side. Okay. Not too tough. 7, 8, and 9, all pretty straightforward. Okay. So I want you guys to take a couple minutes, go up through 17, and we'll see if we have any questions that we want to go over. Okay. Working it.
Now that's what I call making it work.
Number 10. So, good test taking strategy, guys and girls. How many of you would get a little hung up on this type of problem?
Me.
You know what I would do on this type of problem on a test? I would leave it. I'd come back to it. Seriously. This is not a problem that I would sit there and say, I know how to do this. Because I know there's some of you I walk around and you will sit at one problem for like 10 minutes. It's like, move on. Move on. Go do the next one. It's okay that you didn't have 100% of the knowledge down before you came in. But so once you've completed the rest of the test, this is the one to come back to. Okay. So, there's a couple of ways we can do this. Yes, I can combine the 2x and the negative 4/3 x together by getting common denominators. I could. I could also go through the whole concept of clearing the denominator. You remember that term that we used a while back? And if you don't, well, there it is again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply everything by 9 or 9 over 1. Okay? And when I do that, that's going to allow this to cancel out. So what do I have left over here?
16.
Just 16. Is that okay? And then here, I have the minus sign. So 3 goes in there. And this gives me what over here? 12x. Good. And then this one, I just have to combine together. That gives me 18x. So now I can combine those together. Give me 6x, which is that's equal to 16. Divide each side by 6. So that's going to give me, what is that, 8 over 3? Was that the answer given? Cool. So this is one that you got to, if you forget how to do it, you got to clear the denominators. The main thing on going through this. If you don't remember how to do that, don't sit there and stare at it. Okay? And again, I think some of you get so worked up over, oh my gosh, I don't know this one problem, that it actually screws up the rest of your test. A really good test-taking strategy is go through, literally go through going, okay, I got this one, question mark, question mark, question mark. I got this one, question mark. And then go on and get all of the ones done that you know how to do because you're going to get those right. And then go back and start working through. Yeah. I often black out in the middle of the lesson. And don't worry about it. It's normal. You guys are fine.
And then he falls over.
Yeah. It's been 8 for me because that's how long the med class is taking place. I don't sleep. Especially with teenage daughters now. Dad, wake up! It's 11 o'clock. Get up at 4.
Sorry.
It's been 5 years since I slept. That's how long my little sisters and thin walls have existed.
Gotcha. They might have been just as long as that.
No, my sister was 5.
All right. So, was there any other ones that you wanted me to go over up through number 17? What do you feel? Again, this is your review, so let's not ruin it. Angela, do you have one? No. Stretching. Yeah, buddy. Kruge, any on there up through 17 you want to see? Sure. Andrew, any up? Any up through 17? 16? 16. All right, let's try it. 16. All right, so problem number 16. I think a lot of people make problem number 16 a lot tougher than it is because you don't want to go by the process that I showed you. How many problems is number 16 actually?
2.
Two. It's 16, good. It's actually 2 problems. The middle goes with both problems. So what you have to do is break this apart. Break this apart into this problem. And then break this apart into this problem. Sorry if you can't decipher the difference between red and green. But deal with it. Doesn't mean you can't see it. It just looks brown to you then. There's 2 problems that are there. Solve the 2 problems as they sit and then put them back together. So this one, add 5, add 5. 1 is less than or equal to 1/2 x. Multiply both sides by 2. Yo! Restart later. Multiply both sides by 2. So I get 2 is less than or equal to x. Leave it just like that. Don't go and flip it back over. Because this is a compound inequality, so you're going to put it back together. And then on this one, I add 5, add 5. Multiply this out by 2. So you get this. So now you can literally put these back together where the x is now the new middle term. So 2 is less than or equal to x, which is less than or equal to 20. Okay? And I forgot how they have this answer. Oh, so then we're going to write these in interval notation. I'm adding stuff to it accidentally. That's just that sign, so that means that. This sign. All right, so if I have this kind of sign, is that a square bracket or a rounded bracket? That sign right there, square rounded.
No square.
Square. Good job on the 50-50 shot. And that one would then have to be
Rounded.
rounded. So 2 is my bottom value, comma, 20 is my top value. And that would be letter B, I believe. Anything up through number 17 still? Yo.
You do number 9.
9? Excuse me.
You just keep getting 2 sides out.
Gotcha. Okay. All right, problem number 9. I think where people would make an error on number 9 is you want to combine too many steps at once. Take your time on it. Again, I said we've designed this test to take only 50 minutes, and you actually have 90. So, take your time on these kind of problems. Don't feel you have to rush through it. So that's going to give me 12x plus 6 plus 4, and then we have that. Is that okay how I've distributed so far? Combine these 2 like terms over here first. Is that okay? And then we have to say, okay, I want x all by itself. So perhaps I'll subtract 6x from both sides. And that's going to give me 6x plus 10 equals negative 20. Subtract 10. And then divide by 6. X equals to negative 5. Which I think that was A. Is that right? Okay, anything else up to number 17? What I want to do is I want to give you the next 2 pages worth of answers. Take a look at them. Bless you. And see if there's any you'd like to work on. So starting at number 18. 18 is B, 19 is B, 20B, 21D, 22A, 23B, 24D, and 25 is C. 26 is B, 27 is A, 28, A, 29, answer's not there. So I'm going to put a question mark on that. We'll come and work that one. We made an error on our key, I believe. Okay. So, guys and girls, let me just, a few things that I observed in the last session I just gave you. A lot of you just sat there, did nothing towards preparing. You sat there and thought social time and goof off and happy time was best. I hate to tell you this, but that might not be the most adequate way to study. I've only taught for about a month and a half or so. So I'm not quite sure how it all works, but I just, that's what I would like to point out. So, what questions up through 33 might you have come across? What questions up through 33 might you have come across? Yeah. 30? Okay. It's a good one. I like that. Clear? All right, number 30. I have x to the negative 7, x to the 5th, to the negative 4, x to the negative 2, to the negative 8. All right, so this is a tug-of-war question, but we need to put things together first. So power to a power would mean I would multiply. So I'm going to multiply this and this. So that gives me x to the negative 7, x to the negative 20, over, multiply here and here, x to the 16. Okay? The negative exponents want to swap locations. If it's not a negative exponent, it wants to stay where it's at. So x to the 16, does it want to stay there? X to the 16, does it want to stay there?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is staying down here. This one's moving down as well as this one. So if everything moves out of the top, I'm left with a 1. Do you agree? Add that x to the 16 that stayed there, x to the 7, x to the 20. Remember, exponents, when they're next to each other, we add them. Okay? So 16 plus 7 is 23. 23 plus 20 is 43. So I get 1 over x to the 43rd power. Okay? Yo.
Number 19.
19. Number 19. Ray, this is one we worked on, wasn't it? I got to remember the negative. All right. So I have a negative here, so I'm going to make that positive, make that negative, make that negative, make that negative. Still with me? Now I'm going to combine like terms. This combines with this, giving me negative 18 b to the 5th. And then I have this, nothing else to combine with. And then I have this, and this, so that's negative 7 minus 1. Negative 8b to the 3rd. And then I have this by itself. Okay. Yo.
You show us 21.
2-1. All right. So I'm just going to change that, change both those signs, change that, change those signs. Now I'm going to combine like terms. So I have this, and this, and this. So that's going to give me 6n, so that's 11n to the 4. Then I have this, and this, and this. 6 minus 2 is 4, minus 3, plus n squared. Okay. Let me give you the rest of the answers up through number. What did I give you up to so far?
30.
What? I gave you up to what?
30.
I gave you up to 33? Yeah. All right. 34 is D. 35 is B. 36 is A. 37 is A. I need to check on 38, 39. I have to see if we're going to give you the conversions. And 40. You have to check to see if I give you the conversions. I'm pretty sure we would. And then 41 is B. 42 is C. 43 is A. 44 is B. 45 is B. 46 is B. D. Sorry. 47 D. 48 D. 49 C. 50 B. 51 A. 52 D. 53 A. 54 B. 55. That's a B. C. And then I don't have the rest of it done yet. So take a look at those. We'll have tomorrow to finish this up a little bit. Tomorrow I'll be in my office. I'll be in the office across the hall first period, and then be here second period. Third period on, I'll be over in that office over there, okay? So that's what I have